After the movie, Jia and her husband Huo Ziheng once again argued incessantly about their divorce, and the car they were riding in exploded on their way to the award ceremony. While rescuing in the hospital, her husband was concerned that the mistress Qin Susu ignored her and became disheartened. Jia agreed to divorce. On the headlines, there have been widespread reports of Jia's disfigurement, and everyone is singing the praises of Jia's career ending here. However, at this moment, Jia announced her transformation into a singer, and everyone was watching the show as a joke. Jia's song, Laughing at the World, shocked everyone and caused a sensation on the internet. Chapter 1. Emotional Injury Divorce. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jia, you are the queen of the film, and I am from a prestigious family. I don't want to make things too ugly. You also understand that if things get too big, it will not be good for you or me. In terms of a marital relationship, after signing this divorce agreement, my assets will be divided by 1/10 of yours. Jia's beautiful and stunning face turned pale, with a pair of autumn water eyes filled with pain and a trembling voice. Ziheng, I married you at the age of 18. We have been together for 7 years, and our relationship really means to you to abandon it if you want to. Jia's tone and expression were filled with prayers. I actually know about your infidelity, Ziheng. As long as we stay together in the future, I'll just pretend that this incident hasn't happened, okay? When Jia said these words, Huo Ziheng's heart suddenly jumped, with a hint of palpitations that had been exposed, and then returned to calm. Huo Ziheng simply pointed it out and no longer concealed it. Jia, you're right. I did cheat. The person I like now is Susu, so I can't agree to you. Huo Ziheng looked at Jia with impatience, disgust, and estrangement in his eyes, but without love. Jia's heart sank to the bottom bit by bit with Huo Ziheng's words. She had lowered the dignity of her posture to the dust, but even so, this man refused to return to her side. Reason told her to let go, but emotions were at play and she wanted to let go but couldn't let go. Jia's face squeezed out a smile that was even uglier than crying. Ziheng, tomorrow is the award ceremony of the Z National Film Festival. How about discussing the divorce after this matter? This is the procrastination reason that Jia can come up with. Now, she looks down on herself. Huo Ziheng also knew that this was an excuse for Jia to delay her divorce, so he spoke coldly. Jia, remember what you said. Divorce after the award ceremony, otherwise don't blame me for not remembering the old relationship. Jia nodded with difficulty. When Huo Ziheng left, his back was so firm. This place, which used to be his warm harbor, has now become a magical cave that he tries his best to escape. Looking at the figure behind her, Jia wanted to speak up to persuade her to stay, but she opened her mouth but ultimately did not say anything to persuade her. The next day, Jia was awakened early in the morning by her agent and began arranging today's itinerary. Xiaoya, your condition is a bit off. Did you not rest well last night? Jiang Jia, the part-time assistant of the agent, said for a while, but when she saw Jia's eyes wandering, she was in a state of wandering. Jiang Jia pondered for a moment and asked. Xiaoya, is it Huo Ziheng? Jiang Jia and Jia are not only brokers and artists, but also sisters. The two of them were good friends in high school and have been friends ever since, so they talked to each other without hesitation. Jia did not conceal it, her body was filled with thick sadness. Xiaojia, he proposed a divorce to me. This time, I know he is determined to divorce me, and even when I mentioned Qin Susu, he didn't want to explain. Jiang Jia let out a sigh, her tone filled with hatred that iron cannot be turned into steel. Xiaoya, I know you love Huo Ziheng, but he no longer loves you. You are the queen sought after by thousands of people. Don't trample on yourself for a man, I beg you. Jia didn't speak. She didn't know what Jiang Jia was saying, but she couldn't control her emotions. Jiang Jia knew that what she said was unnecessary and crossed the topic directly. The makeup artist is coming soon. You look like you haven't slept well, you're almost becoming an iron-eating beast. Hurry up and apply eggs. 3 hours later, a tall and slender woman appeared in the mirror, full of delicate teenage charm, as well as the allure of a young woman. Jiang Jie and the makeup teacher have seen Jia many times after applying makeup, but each time they are captivated by her beauty. Especially now, Jia has a melancholic temperament that makes people unable to resist wanting to care for and take care of her. The company has provided Jia with a car, and Jiang Jie has already notified Jia in advance when to pick him up. When getting on the car, I don't know why Jia felt inexplicably anxious, but she was still immersed in the fact that Huo Ziheng was going to divorce her, and she didn't delve into this feeling. Halfway through the journey, Jia suddenly smelled a burning smell and realized something was wrong. Xiaojie, have you smelled a burnt smell? Jiang Jie took a serious sniff and really smelled it. The two looked nervously at the driver. Hurry up and stop by the roadside, pull out a safe isolation strip, and Xiaojie will call the police. Okay. Jiang Jie quickly responded and called the police, but the driver did not answer. Jiang Jie didn't notice the driver's reaction while calling the police, and at this moment, the panic in Jiya's heart became even stronger. I asked you to stop by the roadside. Jiya's voice was stern and cold. Ha ha ha. Miss Jiya, I'm sorry you can only stay here today. The man's tone is gentle but full of madness. Jiya and Jiang Jie trembled all over their bodies. Jiang Jie had encountered such a thing for the first time, and her fear of nervousness left her unsure of how to react. Although Jiya was afraid, she still tried to remain calm and negotiate with the man. Speak up. How much money do you need to spare us? The man smiled and said. Miss Jiya, I'm not seeking wealth, I'm taking your life. Only when you die will Susu be happy. Jiya didn't expect to involve Qin Susu, the woman her husband deeply loves now. If I die, you will also spend time in prison in the future, and your family and friends will be pointed at by others because of you. As long as you can let us go, I can treat this matter as if it never happened. Jiang Jie continued the conversation. And even if you are not sentenced to death, you will be able to spend the latter half of your life alone. No one in the workplace is willing to take you, and no one is willing to become your wife. The man stepped on the brake with one foot, and Jiya and Jiang Jie swung forward due to inertia, fortunately with seat belts. The man turned his head and looked fiercely at the two of them. I have been a despised orphan since I was young. Wherever I go, those people bully me, to be honest. I have already had a bad enough life. Why should I be afraid of what you say? The man's tone paused for a moment, and his whole body became relaxed. And I don't plan to live this time either. With me accompanying Miss G on the road, you won't be too lonely either. After the man finished speaking, he turned his head and continued driving, but the route was no longer the way to play at the award ceremony, but a strange road, getting more and more off course. Jiya and the others knew that they were probably unlucky this time, and this man was a lunatic. Jiya gestured with her hand to Jiang Jie to unfasten her seatbelt and jump off the car together. Jiang Jie nodded tacitly, but the next second they both became desperate. The seatbelt of this car couldn't be undone at all. Chapter 2. Changes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Upon seeing Jiya's Weibo post, Jiang Jie was stunned and didn't know how to react. Jiya's fans were even more uprooted. Even if you disfigure yourself, Yaya, we still love you and will always support you. You don't have to be discouraged and quit the entertainment industry. Yaya, you are the youngest actress in the entertainment industry in the past few decades. In the past, your beauty was just icing on the cake, but you have always relied on your strength to make a living. Woo-woo, my favorite is the drama you acted in, Yaya. If you step out of the circle, I'll go see who acted in TV dramas in the future. Many fans of Jiya are still very heartwarming, but those who like Jiya are not only acting fans, but also many who appreciate her beauty. After Jiya's disfigurement, he went straight to remove his followers, and many young gangsters also came out, using various obscene language on Jiya's Weibo account. It was originally because of Jiya's beauty that I liked her. Now that Jiya has disfigured herself, there is no need to pay attention to her anymore. So, everyone, I'll leave first. I'm used to Jiya's good-looking appearance, but when I look at her disfigured face, I really feel a bit malignant. Jiya, take a look at you now, it's like a bunch of disgusting and stinky dog poop. If you want me to say that you have this dignified appearance and are still a top actress, you should quickly abdicate and give up your position. I'm laughing to death. It's true that a lowly person will have their own fate. Do you remember how you, the actress, showed us Susu your face when we just became popular? Ha ha ha. You also have today. Jiya, take a look at you. Besides acting skills, there's nothing else we can compare to Susu. However, Susu is so good-looking and intelligent that it won't take long to surpass you. Xiaoya, don't take these netizens' words too seriously. They don't know anything and are all deceived by Qin Susu. Looking at the comments online, Jiang Jia is very worried that Jiya will be affected again. Jiya's expression did not change much, it was very light. It's okay, I will handle my own affairs fairly. Fortune and misfortune depend on each other. Let's treat this as a fan filter. Jiang Jia took a serious look and confirmed that Jiya was not lying, then breathed a sigh of relief. However, she thinks the change in Jiya's personality is quite good now. Jiya's personality used to be too kind, which led to many people taking advantage of her popularity. Even when Qin Susu and her husband got together, she didn't want to make Qin Susu stinky and even wanted to give them a chance. Xiaoya, don't be too lenient this time. I'll handle Qin Susu's matter and I'll definitely give you a fair deal. Jiya's face finally showed a change in expression. I want to do this myself, and I will let them know what the real Jiya looks like. It's Huo Ziheng and Qin Susu who have wronged her. She must come to this revenge in person. Jiang Jia was somewhat surprised, and Jiya's personality had changed too much. Jiang Jia's concern was evident to her, and Jiya smiled to comfort her. Don't worry, Xiao Jia. I'm fine, but after this incident, I've seen through some things and want to be myself again. Jiang Jia breathed a sigh of relief. As long as you have nothing to do, you can rest well for the next few days. I will help you contact the company's composition department and ask their best composer to write a good song for you. Since Jiya's intentions cannot be changed, then go and help Jiya do what she wants to do well and make her happy. After she gets in a better mood and experiences setbacks in the singer industry, she will return to the entertainment industry. Jiang Jia had no idea that Jiya was determined to quit the entertainment industry and take root in the singer industry. Although she is Jiya's agent, he also feels that it is unrealistic for Jiya to transform into a singer, treating him as a temporary emotional use. Jiya spoke up and refused. No need, I will handle the writing of the song myself, and I have already confirmed the first song to be released. If Jiang Jia had been able to calm down a bit before, but Jiya's words made her completely unable to calm down. It has been 5 years since Jiya entered the circle at the age of 20, and they have also been together for 5 years. She never knew that Jiya still had the talent to write songs. I intended to speak up to comfort her, but when I thought about Jiya's current emotional state and mood, she had to agree first. Okay. Just be happy. Jiya wants to write, so let her do it. Anyway, on the side of the composition department, she will help him connect with the best songwriters. It won't make Jiya too embarrassed. A handsome and tall man nestled in his arms against a graceful figure, Nana's graceful figure. Sue, I have divorced her and we can have our wedding in the next few days. The woman in Huo Ziheng's arms stiffened and looked at him with a pitiful and innocent expression like a small white flower. Brother Ziheng and sister Ji, we just separated and she loves you so much. If we hold our wedding now, it would be a huge blow to her. Maybe something will happen to her at our wedding. Huo Ziheng's tone was firm, with a hint of coldness. The right hand caressed the woman's spine, gentle and pitiful. If she dares to cause trouble at our wedding, I will make her pay a price that he himself cannot bear. Qin Susu felt even more proud in her heart, as this man was as cruel to Jia as he was to her. What about the man after the movie? She hasn't easily grasped it yet. Brother Ziheng, even if Sister Jia doesn't cause trouble at our wedding, getting married right after your divorce would be a huge blow to her. I'm afraid she won't be able to handle it mentally. You are the gentlest and most masculine person in my heart. Let's generously give her some time to buffer our feelings for you, okay? Qin Susu's expression on her face was even more innocent, with a faint tear in her watery eyes. Besides, Brother Ziheng, you and Sister Jia were the original couple, and I couldn't control my love for you. If I were to become your wife, Brother Ziheng, so soon, I would feel guilty in my conscience. Huo Ziheng cherished the little woman in his arms more and more, gently kissing her on the forehead. Gentle tone. Susu, I divorced him because I don't love him anymore. You don't need to feel guilty about it. Since you want me to do this, let's postpone the wedding and talk about it later. As long as you're happy, that's all. Take good care of the baby inside your belly. Qin Susu nodded gently and agreed, looking kindly at her stomach. The tone carries a faint sense of pride and pride. This is the crystallization of my love with Brother Ziheng, and I will definitely take good care of the baby. Or nodding in satisfaction, feeling that one's life has reached its peak and is incredibly happy at this moment. Jia is a very ambitious woman. Although she also loves him very much, she is not like Qin Susu, who prioritizes him in everything. Chapter 3. Study Hall. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qin Susu posted a Weibo post after Huo Ziheng left. Qin Susu said, I heard that at Sister Jia, you are going to transform into a singer, and I am looking forward to your new song in a week. Before, you were my role model to learn from. I believe that even if you transform into a singer, you will not disappoint us all. I also hope that my fans can support Sister Jia more. We are always fairies, not only good-looking but also kind-hearted. Oh my god, we little fairies are simply too innocent and kind. Although I dislike Jia very much, since we are all ordinary fairies who have spoken up, let's reluctantly support her. Then Bauer, did you forget when she played big tricks with you and made you feel embarrassed? We shouldn't be too kind in our lives, as we may be eaten by others. This is the entertainment industry that eats people but doesn't spit out bones. A girl who is so good-looking and kind-hearted deserves your great success. I hope Jia won't target Qin Susu again in the future. Many fans of Qin Susu commented on Weibo, expressing their gratitude for Qin Susu's kindness and advocating for her justice. Jia did not reveal the truth of Qin Susu's high-profile behavior to the public, so her fans did not know the truth. But many fans who have followed Jia from her debut to the present day do not believe that she is someone who can play big names. Even if she didn't explain to her fans and everyone, her fans still believed her very much. Jia didn't pay any attention to these things happening online anymore. Now her mind is focused on the study hall. Receive the beginner's gift pack. A cold voice rang out. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Parallel World song, Laughing in the Mortal World. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Beginner Encyclopedia Mini Encyclopedia, and congratulations to the host for obtaining the Integrated Particle. Kind reminder, the host can practice the song in the learning hall. May I ask if the host has entered the learning pass for learning now? Jia only knows that she has obtained a study hall, but as for how to use it, she doesn't know yet. Now hearing the system say this, I feel a bit curious and readily respond. System, enter the learning hall. Jia only felt that she had experienced a brief blank in her mind. In front of her appeared a hall full of technological fantasy, with countless symbols hanging on it that she couldn't understand, but it was very orderly, as if arranged in an orderly manner without showing any disorder. Song learning begins. A technologically advanced musical symbol flew up in front of Jia, turning into fireworks, and sparks scattered in all directions. The scene where Jia is located has once again undergone a transformation. The lively and pleasing music also sounded at this moment as the picture changed. A woman wearing a red dress and a veil came flying from the forest. Her veil accidentally slipped off, and Jia was amazed by the man's appearance. This is a beauty that falls between men and women, with a mix of male and female indistinguishability, a combination of a man's natural and handsome demeanor, and a woman's gentle beauty. How ridiculous is the world of mortals. Love is the most boring. It's okay to overlook everything. This life is unfinished, but my heart is no longer disturbed. I just want to exchange it for half a lifetime of carefree life. The lyrics full of martial arts atmosphere rang out, bringing Jia into a wonderful fantasy world. It seems that she has also been promoted to a member of the martial arts world. Smile at people when awake. Forget everything in my dreams. Sigh. It's getting dark, too early. Unpredictable in the future. Love and hate are written off in one stroke when drinking and singing. I only wish to be happy until old age. No matter how cold the wind is, I don't want to escape. No matter how beautiful the flowers are, I don't want them. Let me sway. The higher the sky, the smaller the heart. No matter how many causes and effects there are. Drunk alone. From the surface of the lyrics, this song is about the weariness and breakthrough of the mortal world. In fact, what it presents to people is to see through the right and wrong in life. I only wish to be the one who sees through the world forever, and I no longer want to pay attention to the troubles in the world. Jia thinks the person who wrote this song is really amazing because he can reflect the right and wrong of love, hate, and life one by one, and the lyrics are thought-provoking. Based on her own emotional experience, upon careful consideration, when she has loved, hurt, hated, or avoided, it suddenly becomes clear. There is nothing in life that cannot be met, nothing that cannot be let go. Continue to return to the starting point and search for happiness alone. And now, isn't she exactly like this? Jia really likes this song, and she hopes to treat her emotions as carefree as the lyrics write. The last line of the lyrics falls, and the scene comes to a complete halt. A virtual electronic character image appeared before Jiya's eyes. You have just finished listening to this song. Now let's introduce the creative background and emotions contained in this song, including the professional music knowledge and singing techniques involved. After nearly half an hour of explanation, the virtual teacher stopped and looked at Jiya. Have you learned what we just explained? Is there anything else I need to ask? Jiya nodded first, then shook her head. The virtual teacher explained in great detail, basically covering all the points she raised questions about. Since there is no doubt, let's start the assessment and scoring now. The scene in front of Jiya changed once again. She appeared on a large stage, with training lights on stage and countless spectators sitting below, with at least 100,000 people visible. Familiar music was playing in Jiya's ears, and she had no time to doubt it, so she had to start singing along with the accompaniment. Although she had previously defeated the big stage as a movie queen, facing countless followers and audiences. But this is his first time standing on the stage as a singer, and he is still very nervous, worried about not performing well. But fortunately, unlike the newcomers, Jiya quickly calmed her emotions and tried to recall the content taught by the virtual teacher in her mind. After singing a song for nearly 4 minutes, Ji Jingya was sweating profusely. Voice. A. Emotion. D. Breath. E. Rhythm. D. Stage infectiousness. D. The comprehensive score for singing skills is 55 points, failing, and the host is about to receive punishment. Jiya was stunned. Why didn't the system tell her about the punishment before? She is a bit afraid of the system's punishment, not like what is written in those novels. Once the task is not completed, it will be erased. She just ended a terrible relationship, thinking that with the golden finger, her life would start a new chapter. As it started, it was about to end, and Jiya felt like crying without tears. Jiya will realize in the next second that her ideas are completely wrong. The so-called punishment is that the learning hall will reinforce you based on your weaknesses. Jia only feels that her study time is so long, and she doesn't know how long it has been. Chapter 4. New song release, follow across the network. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaoya, this is a sample song I asked the company's gold medal lyricist to write for you. Take a look. Jiang Jie, the agent, can be said to have broken her heart for Jia Ko. Jia couldn't help but laugh and cry, looking at her friend and agent. I told you before about the song, don't you need to worry about it. I will solve it on my own. It seems like you thought I was joking and acting impulsively with you. Jiang Jie nodded undeniably. As far as I know, haven't you encountered any kind of gold medal lyricist or songwriter in these years? I don't believe you can easily find a good gold medal lyricist or songwriter to create songs for you. Jia mostly interacts with people from the entertainment industry, and at most, she only knows a few other cross-border artists. Jia thought it was true that Jiang Jie's words were very reasonable. Okay, then you take out the song, now listen to it, but I agreed beforehand that if the quality of the song is not good, I won't use it. Jiang Jie has put in so much effort for herself, and she also needs to express herself that she needs to act in a certain way. What if Jiang Jie gave her a song with better quality than Laughing in the Red Dust? Although Jia knew in her heart that such a possibility was relatively small. Jiang Jie, however, was very confident and assured by patting her chest. Don't worry, the quality of this song is really good. I've heard it before. And the lyricist who wrote the song for you has said that it is one of his best songs, and the quality will definitely not be inferior. Jia nodded, inserted the USB drive, and played the song. What comes from inside is lingering, graceful accompaniment, and the singing voice is also full of melancholy. If it weren't for the song Laughing in the Red Dust, she would have been quite satisfied with it. But with the song Laughing in the Mortal World, she will definitely not be able to see other songs. She is more inclined and likes to laugh, as well as the two songs that describe love. The feeling of being carefree and atmospheric in dealing with emotions and worldly affairs in the mortal world. The song Laughing in the Red Dust not only depicts love, but also has an attitude towards being a person and doing things. Xiaojie, this song is quite good. Jiang Jie nodded proudly, wasting a lot of affection for this song. If you are satisfied with this song, Xiaoya, record it quickly and release it tonight. It usually takes at least 3 to 5 days to record a song, and even the most talented singer and artist takes 1 day. As for equating the recording time between Jia and the most talented singer and artist, this is because Jiang Jie doesn't have much confidence in her at all. She just thinks she's playing with tickets and buying a happy one. Jia shook her head and raised her hand to stop Jiang Jie from continuing to speak. Xiaojie, I also have a song here that I think has better quality and emotions than the one you gave me. Please listen to it first. If you don't think it's good, then I'll use your song. Jiang Jie looked at Jia with some surprise. Xiaoya, are you really here? She originally thought that Jia had been playing jokes with emotions and impulsiveness before. But now she has 90% confidence that since she really found a song, although she doesn't know where she found it, who should have written it. Jia played the song that had already been recorded in the study hall from the computer, and the grand and melodious prelude immediately shook Jiang Jie's whole body. Although I don't know the quality of the content behind the song. But just listening to this prelude is very catchy. If the quality of the following content does not fall behind, Jia's song has a great potential for success. 4 minutes later. Jiang Jie's face flushed and her body trembled slightly with excitement. His pupils widened and he looked at Jia incredulously, his voice trembling as he asked. With this song, Xiaoya will enter the music industry, and the music industry will also have your own territory. After Jiang Jie calmed down, her question immediately came. This song Jia has already been recorded, not a sample. Although there are millions of mixers online, she still has some doubts about Jia's high talent in music. Before Jiang Jie could speak, Jia spoke first. Since I have transformed and entered the music industry, I naturally have a certain degree of confidence. You were worried before, but now you finally believe me, right? Jiang Jia nodded awkwardly. If he had known earlier that Jia had such talent, what would he have been worried about? It seems that our own artists are driven by the type of feeding. I have already thought about how those online people who look down on you will react when they hear this song. I must have smashed their faces hard, but I also sympathize with them now. Who would have thought that a movie queen's talent in music was no less than your acting skills? Jiang Jia was quite emotional. Jia nodded, and no one didn't like slapping her face. She also liked slapping her face, for no reason, just one word. Shuang. By the way, Xiaojia, I don't intend to disclose the fact that the injury on my face has healed, so I will continue to maintain an unsightly state. When she was in the entertainment industry, many people liked her because of her face. Huo Ziheng was also relentlessly pursuing her because of this face at the time. She wants to like her fans in the music industry because she likes her works and her strength, rather than because she likes her face and fans her. This kind of fan loyalty will be very high, unlike those good-looking fans who listen to the wind and rain. When you like her, you can crazily like her, but when you don't like her, you can slander her. Jiang Jia looked at her with some incomprehension, originally wanting to ask. But seeing Jia's determined gaze, she suppressed what she wanted to say. It's okay. Let her do whatever she likes, right? Okay, you can showcase it in this way, but you need to be mentally prepared. After all, your previous appearance was very affordable in front of the public. Now that you have lost your beauty, some people may even speak out against you. Jia nodded, indicating that she knew. Xiaojia, don't worry, since I said this, I am already mentally prepared. Besides, you think I'm too fragile. Can you trust me more? I am an elderly person who is struggling in the entertainment industry. Those dark things cannot defeat me, and my appearance is just a small matter for me. Puzzy. Jiang Jia was amused by her. Right, you're an old man in the entertainment industry, I believe you. Jia plans to personally release her first song in order to have a sense of ceremony. Arrived at 12 o'clock p.m., Jia uploaded and released on time. And forward the song link to your Weibo account to notify your fans. Jia. Fans and friends, the new song has been launched. It is a very beautiful song about chivalry and love between children and daughters. Welcome to listen. Chapter 5. New song becomes popular. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Susu, today is the day for Jia's new song release. Have you listened to her new song? Qin Susu's agent asked. Qin Susu sneered. I didn't listen. Since I released a new song, I can guess how dismal her grades are today. I'm feeling sleepy now. Let's take a break first and then go take a good look at the jokes after Ji Ying wakes up. Now let netizens mock her first. Qin Susu's agent thought about it too. Okay, then you can take a break first. I'm also a bit tired, so go take a nap first. Some people don't know that there have been earth-shattering changes online now. The owner of Jia's entertainment company became furious after learning about Jia's series of operations. Directly bypass Jiang Jia and call Jia. Hello, Mr. Lu, what can I do for you? Lu Yun felt immense pain in his brain and suppressed his anger, trying to maintain a gentle tone. Xiaoya, you are already a veteran artist of the company, and you also know how much resources, effort, and time the company has invested in you. How can you suddenly say transformation and then transform? You need to know how much loss and harm your actions have caused to the company. I won't argue with you about the previous incident. Please quickly post a Weibo post to netizens saying that the previous incident was a misunderstanding, and the company will help you clarify it together. Lu Yun naturally couldn't bear to part with the only actress in the company and died like this. Jia also knows that she did something wrong first, but her tone is still quite tough. Mr. Lu, I remember when we signed the contract, you said that you wouldn't care about my work. And I climbed up to my future position in a few years because the company made a lot of profits, and I believe you have seen all of this, Mr. Liu. Although I am only 25 years old now, I can still be considered an elderly person struggling in the entertainment industry. I have reached a relatively high position in the entertainment industry, and staying there is not much fun. I want to challenge myself in a different industry now, and I also hope that Mr. Liu can support me. This is the first time Lu Yun has heard such gentle anger and said such tough words. Feeling a bit uneasy, it seems that Jia is determined to develop in the singer industry. He had to resort to some more aggressive measures. Xiaoya, the contract you signed with the company at that time was about acting. If you want to switch careers and become a singer now, the company may not be able to provide you with some support and assistance. The threat in his tone is already very clear. If the pressure insists on becoming a singer stubbornly, the company will ignore her development and let him tinker with it. Jia didn't take Lu Yun's words to heart at all. If there were no systems or study halls before, she would still feel uneasy. But now she has gained popularity with a fan base of 70 million accumulated after the movie, and in terms of good works, she has the help of the learning hall to produce them together. She doesn't believe it. In such a situation, she can't even make a splash in the singer industry. Okay, Mr. Liu, I'll keep in mind what you said. Lu Yun was stunned for a moment, but suddenly didn't realize what Jia meant by what he said. After his reaction, his head was marked with a question mark. Is it really worth doing this for Jia? What magic is there in the singer industry that attracts you? She actually doesn't understand why Jia has given up her position in the entertainment industry and started anew as a singer. Jia nodded. Worth it, for what you like, it's definitely worth it. Her transformation into a singer is not just due to the study hall. Of course, it is also after careful consideration and considering one's own preferences that one chooses to transform into a singer. After all, he is the eldest sister of his own company. The company has paid a lot to Jia, but as Jia said, he has also made a lot of money for the company. Because she enjoys entertainment, her position in the entertainment industry can be considered stable. Lu Yun also doesn't want to make things too difficult. After all, this first sister is still very important to their company. Xiaoya, since you have decided, I won't say anything. But I'll give you one last chance. Within a month, if you regret it, there's still time. Or, if you can make a significant breakthrough in the industry as a singer within a month, the company will accept your transformation into a singer and provide you with resources and assistance no less than yours in the entertainment industry. Jia accepted with a generous smile. Okay, then I'll thank Mr. Liu a lot. By the way, my first new song has been released. Mr. Liu can follow me when he has time. Jia has great confidence in the song, Laughing in the Mortal World. Even though I have a lot of fans, I still have the confidence to laugh in this situation. This song can make a name for itself with its high quality. Lu Yun made some mistakes and didn't expect Jiya's movements to be so fast. He went abroad a while ago and didn't expect to hear the company's employees say that Jiya has transformed into a singer as soon as he returned. As for the new song released by Jiya, he has not followed it yet and is unaware of it. Okay, I'll go take a look later, but if the grades are too poor and the quality is not good, I won't show mercy. Jiya shrugged. Of course, but if the song is good, I hope Mr. Liu won't be stingy with your praise. Lu Yun smiled. It seems that Xiaoya has great confidence in your songs. The response Jiya gave was affirmative. Of course. After the two finished chatting, Lu Yun immediately opened Weibo and sorted out the recent events. As soon as I went up, I saw the hot search of Jiya's new song on Weibo, followed by a big explosive word. What's the situation? It's hard to say that Jinya's new song is too bad and has been directly criticized by netizens for being on the hot search. Lu Yun couldn't help but think about the possibility, and with heavy thoughts, clicked on the hot search. At first glance, Lu Yun thought he had taken a fancy look and suppressed his surprise. He looked carefully again. Confirming that it was not his own dizziness, he carefully browsed through it. 1 minute later, the shock in his heart could not be calmed for a long time. The head of the operations department received a call from Lu Yun, refusing to give them a chance to say hello. Lu Yun hurriedly spoke up. Seize the opportunity to utilize all the company's current resources and help promote Ji Ye's new song. The head of the operations department hastily responded. Okay, Mr. Lu. After hanging up Lu Yun's phone, the person in charge of the operations department curiously searched for Ji Ye's new song and listened to it. Like every netizen who clicks in to hear a song, they enter with a questioning and curious mood, but when they come out, they are shocked. There are only 2 words in his heart that can describe his current mood. With the promotion and operation of entertainment, Ji Ye's new song is expanding its influence and popularity. Chapter 6. Obtaining a new script. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ji Ye was also a bit surprised when she received a call from Li Ming. However, there was a well-known rigor in the circle, and ordinary traffic celebrities couldn't find any sense of presence with him. If you want to gain his recognition, there is only one way, and that is to use your strength to conquer him. I really like your song, Laughing in the Mortal World, from Teacher Ji, and I am also very sincere. As long as I can offer you the price, feel free to mention it. But just thinking about it, you can understand, after all, the excellence of the song, Laughing in the Mortal World, lies here. Okay, Director Li, this song is easy to negotiate. As for the price, you can give it as you please see. My only requirement is that the quality of the movie must keep up. The song, Laughing in the Red Dust, is so classic in another world. Ji Ye learned about it through the study hall this time, and she didn't want such a classic song to fall into her hands. Li Ming was overjoyed when he saw that the matter was so simple, and confidently assured Ji Ye. Teacher Ji, don't worry, I believe you have heard of Li Ming's reputation in the industry. Jiang Hu is my favorite work, so I will definitely not label this movie as shoddy. As a movie queen, although Ji Ye has never collaborated with Li Ming, she has also heard of Li Ming's fame. She once thought of collaborating with Li Ming on a movie if she had the opportunity, but unfortunately, she has now withdrawn from the industry. I definitely know about Director Li and believe in you. My mood is actually the same as Director Li's. Laughing in the Mortal World is like my own child, naturally wanting it to have a good home. Li Ming's hearty laughter came from the phone. Fortunately Ji Ye's volume was not turned on very high, otherwise there was a high possibility of deafness now. Ha, Teacher Ji didn't expect that you and I, Lao Li, have similar personalities. Are you interested in collaborating with me? I will definitely tailor a movie for you. Ji Ye smiled regretfully. That may disappoint Director Li. I have decided to completely withdraw from the entertainment industry, and I will not be exposed to anything related to acting in the future. This may be her last bit of persistence towards this relationship, human. I always have to leave some regrets for my life, so that when I get old, there will still be something to remember. Li Ming was somewhat shocked and regretful. The news of Ji Ye's withdrawal from the circle was also widely circulated online, and he had heard of it. But at the age of 25, Ji Ye ascended to the throne of the queen of the film. He felt that although Ji Ye was a queen of the film, she was still young and it was normal for her to make impulsive actions, which she soon forgot. Besides, how could Ji Ye's agency possibly make her withdraw from the circle? It has been proven that people who share the same thoughts as him are all wrong. Although they have not had any contact with Ji Ye, this is their first time and it is still on the phone. But through a brief conversation, Ji Ye's calm tone gave him a calmness beyond his age, and he realized later that perhaps this young actress was not impulsive, but the result of careful consideration. However, he was curious about what kind of reason could make Ji Ye give up being a movie queen at the cost of leaving the industry. Teacher Ji, may I ask why you withdrew from the circle? Ji Ye spoke calmly. In fact, there's nothing wrong with it. I've achieved results in this industry that many people can never achieve in their lifetime. I'm satisfied with my own performance as a movie queen. If I continue to work hard, I feel like I don't have much room for breakthrough, so I want to transform. To be honest with you, I used to love singing a lot, but I accidentally entered the entertainment industry. Now I can say goodbye to my former self and start pursuing my dreams. Jia spoke very sincerely, without any false words, but for the fruitless love that used her 7 years of youth in the past, she used the words goodbye instead. Li Ming nodded in agreement, as if he had achieved the status that everyone now recognizes and admires, but it was actually difficult for him to make a greater breakthrough. He can only be in a situation where he enjoys great fame domestically and is in a precarious and unknown foreign country. Jia and his situation are similar, but Jia chose to bravely retreat from the rapids, and he is still working hard to explore at this peak. Teacher Ji, your company has really found a treasure. One Teacher Ji leads 2 top performers. I believe that in the future, Teacher Ji, you will also become very popular in the music industry. As a movie queen, Jia has a fan base of weight level, and as long as her songs are not very popular, everyone will pay a lot. Moreover, Jia also has such a great song as Laughing in the Mortal World. To put it bluntly, Jia won't be able to write any other great songs in the future. It's only with this song that she can enjoy a lifetime of dividends. Thank you, Director Li, for your blessings. I can borrow your auspicious words. Yes, as long as Teacher Ji can establish a good relationship with the lyricist who wrote the song for you. Li Ming is also a kind reminder. Jia chuckled and asked in response. Director Li, don't you know that I wrote this song myself? In the future, more songs will be taken out from the system, and Jia will lay the groundwork for herself in advance. Now, Li Ming was truly shocked. If there were still some elements of commercial hype in it before, then now there is no more at all. Instead, he was surprised and admired. At the same time, there is also a desire to make friends in my heart. A director of his level usually only has others who want to make friends with him. He wants to take the initiative to make friends with someone, but he hasn't met anyone in the past 5 years, and Jia is the first one. Perhaps this is also why I have rarely appeared in the entertainment industry in recent years. Since we don't have the opportunity to collaborate on movies, Teacher Ji, I hope there will be opportunities for us to collaborate again when we need to use songs in the future. Being able to achieve his current status has made him more aware of the impact of a good theme song, interlude, on movies, which is why he values the song, Laughing in the World, so much. Jia smiled and nodded. Of course, it's my wish to collaborate with director Li Ming. Although I have accumulated a lot of personal connections over the years, as a singer now, even if there is cooperation, they still have some doubts in this regard. Now that she can connect with Li Ming online, it makes Jia very happy. She is the first person she has ever met at the level of a cooperation giant since her transformation. Just as I hung up with Li Ming, the sound of the system came to mind. Congratulations to the host for entering the music industry and gaining some fame. They have won a popular TV drama. Jia has nothing to do at the moment, and she can just take a look at what the TV series provided by the system looks like. She has seen how amazing the songs provided by the system are, and she is very curious about TV dramas. However, she feels a bit regretful that she has stopped acting, and even the best TV dramas are destined to have no connection with her. Jia is already a bit hungry and plans to take a quick look at herself before going out for dinner. As soon as she opened the script, she couldn't stop reading and was completely attracted by the plot inside. The drama tells the story of a 20-year life and death struggle between the righteous forces represented by frontline criminal police officer and Xin and the black and evil forces. Chapter 7. Saving People. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Long Go, this hot pot is quite delicious, but can't you eat it every time? When we eat together, we all eat hot pot, and I'm almost vomiting. Please think about it, brother. I've been waiting for my physical condition lately and noticed that my tongue doesn't have any ulcers inside. I'm willing to sacrifice my life to accompany the gentleman to come out and have dinner with you. You don't even consider my physical condition, so bringing me to eat hot pot is okay. It's still spicy. Chao Jun was spitting out his bitterness towards the man opposite him, who was tall and straight, with a deep and high-pressure face. Unfortunately, the man across from him didn't know if he had heard it or not, and his face remained motionless like a mountain, which dealt a great blow to Chao Jun. Forget it. I understand now that you are a cold-hearted and heartless man. I don't know what kind of woman a man like Long Gu will be able to take you down in the future. Long Gu, you eat first. I can't bear it anymore. I have to go to the bathroom to deal with it. Zhao Yilong lightly tapped his beautiful and smooth jawline, without even giving Chao Jun a glance. When Jia was eating so happily, she suddenly heard the sound of bowls and chopsticks falling. Turning his head, he saw a tall man lying on the table with a painful expression. Jia is a person who particularly likes military personnel. Just by looking at this man, you can tell that he has definitely served in the military. She has great respect for military personnel. So regardless of whether there is a risk of identity exposure, he stood up directly and came to Zhao Yilong's side. At this point, the staff saw the situation here and had some time to come here. Help Jia sit down and lean on a chair together. Thinking of soldiers charging on the front line to defend their country, and your criminals fighting to the death. Jia couldn't find anyone to seek help from, so she immediately thought of the system. System, is there any way to alleviate his pain? Although I don't know what kind of person Zhao Yilong is, from his temperament, Jia thinks he must be a determined man. The general pain and suffering cannot disturb him unless he has reached the limit of his patience. Being able to make such a determined person show such a painful expression, one can imagine how much pain he has endured. Yes, the host can use the 10 complete tonifying pills to treat illnesses, promote physical fitness without illnesses, and promote cultivation when immortals eat them. Ordinary people can directly become immortals by eating them. Since I was still very serious and patient listening earlier, why does it sound a bit absurd? Alright, this is not the time for jokes. Give me the pill quickly. Jia was a bit nervous and anxious. The man tightly held her hand, almost crushing the bones of her hand. He must be in great pain now. The system doesn't care how anxious Jia is now or how painful Zhao Yilong is. It is neither tight nor slow, leisurely and authentic. Warm reminder output, a perfect tonic pill with a popularity value of 100,000. As the host is in urgent need, this system needs to deliver quickly and charges a popularity value of 150,000. If the host agrees, the 10 complete buwan will be delivered to you immediately. Jia, after talking about emotions for a while, are you waiting here to catch my autumn breeze? System. Not really, after all, life is not easy now, and the system also needs to work hard to maintain its livelihood. Understand and understand. Jia found that she still prefers the cool system from the past, but now this flattering system always gives her a feeling of coldness behind her back. Okay, 150,000 people will switch dormitories. Upon hearing Jiya's words, the sound of the system clearly added a sense of pleasure. Alright, host, please note that the 10 complete great tonifying pills have now been teleported to your pocket. Jiya looked at the staff on the side. Could you please take care of him? I'll go get something and come back soon. The staff nodded in agreement. When Jiya was about to leave, she realized that her other big hand had been tightly holding her, preventing her from taking a step away. Jiya didn't think much, just simply thinking that he was in too much pain now, holding on to something as his own reliance. Jiya had no choice but to look at the staff again. Little brother, could you please go to the stool next to that table and help me bring my handbag over? Okay. The staff responded and quickly ran to retrieve Jiya's bag. Taking Bao Jiya, she quickly began to search inside. Fortunately, she didn't have much, and soon saw a small wooden box. She remembers her own things very clearly. This small wooden box didn't exist before, so the only possibility is that the system was placed inside. Take out the box and open it to see a round brown small pill inside. As soon as you open it, you will feel a strong traditional Chinese medicine sensation, but if you smell it carefully, you will find a faint fragrance in it. Jia didn't have time to think much, so she lifted Zhao Yilong's chin with her hand. Previously, she had been bowing her head due to pain, so she didn't even see Zhao Yilong's true appearance clearly. Although she didn't save people because of her appearance, it must be admitted that at this moment, she was still amazed by the man's appearance. There are so many fresh stars in the entertainment industry that no one can compare to the man in front of them. Last year, her ex-husband, whom she once loved so much, also paled in front of this man, the difference between fireflies and the shining sun and moon. A sudden thought surged in Ji Ya's mind. If he had met this man before Huo Ziheng, perhaps she wouldn't have been completely devoted to Huo Ziheng. After all, apart from Huo Ziheng's proactive pursuit, part of the reason why she agreed to be with him was also because of Huo Ziheng's outstanding appearance. Upon hearing Zhao Yilong's painful groans this time, Jia didn't have time to think much and quickly delivered the pill to Zhao Yilong's mouth. But Zhao Yilong remained silent. Perhaps by this time he had already blurred his consciousness due to pain, but subconsciously he remained vigilant. Jia is also a bit anxious. At present, there is a medicine for this treatment, but it is useless if people don't take it. Jia thought for a moment and realized that he may have been a soldier before, and his vigilance is rare among ordinary people. Ji Yafeng's soft voice was close to his ear. Don't worry, the pill I gave you is very safe and won't have any side effects on your body. If you're worried, hold on to my hand and wait until you're completely awake before I leave. I don't know if Jiya's words had an effect. When Jiya tried to feed him the pill again, she easily fed it in. After seeing him swallow it, Jiya breathed a sigh of relief. When Jiya was in a daze, a strong arm wrapped around her waist and tightly clasped her in her arms. This action seems to hold her in her arms, but for insiders, it is actually a restraining action. Chapter 8. Amazing Confession. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He is with me, he is not a bad person. Zhao Yilong gave a somewhat awkward explanation. Although I don't know why there is a conflict between Chao Jun and Jiya's friends, it seems that they are afraid of causing trouble. But Zhao Yilong still knows Chao Jun very well. Although Chao Jun is a bit playful, his personality is also like a playboy. But when it comes to the bottom line, he never does it. Jiya looked up in the direction of Zhao Yilong, and if someone said this, she would feel that their figures protected each other. But if these words were spoken by someone else, especially a man like Zhao Yilong who carries his own integrity and aura, his words make people involuntarily want to believe. However, the fact also proved that, as Jiya had imagined, Zhao Yilong was not a man who could deceive anyone, and his profession and beliefs did not allow him to do so. Jiya turned her head to look at her friend's agent. Xiaojie, there may be some misunderstanding among them. How about we sit down and listen to his explanation? Jiang Jie felt a bit confused in her old brain now and looked at Jiya with a puzzled expression on her face. Blame Zhao Yilong. Xiaoya, what's going on? Didn't this man just take advantage of you? How come the conversation between the two now doesn't seem like they are being taken advantage of at all? Jiya explained the previous situation again, and both Chao Jun and Jiang Jie were stunned. It turned out that they had misunderstood. Chao Jun took the opportunity to explain the situation. Actually, I thought it was brother long before. You took advantage of this beautiful woman. Looking at Jiang Jie, she felt a bit embarrassed and touched the back of her head. I'm sorry, beautiful woman. I thought my brother was here at that time, your friend's cheap. I saw you rolling up your sleeves and going to trouble him, so I stopped you as soon as possible. Who knew it was all an accident? After listening to their explanations, all four of them realized that they had misunderstood each other and thought that their friend had belittled the other girl. Although she heard Chao Jun's explanation, Jiang Jie still didn't like Chao Jun. Even if there is a misunderstanding, your behavior represents aiding the tyrant and you are not a good person. Jiang Jie snorted coldly, too lazy to pay attention to the man in front of her. Chao Jun showed no dissatisfaction with his attitude towards robbing money, but instead smiled and spoke sincerely. It was my fault just now. So today, I'll have to pay for all our expenses alone. Let's just take it as an apology for the two beautiful women. Zhao Yilong, a quiet man, stood up at this moment with a firm tone. If you want to invite me this time, at least I'll invite you next time. After speaking, he looked in the direction of Jia. He apologized to you for what happened earlier and invited you to dinner. I also misunderstood you because of what happened earlier, so I will treat you to dinner next time. Jia looked at Zhao Yilong with some disbelief. Is this man teasing her? She has lived for 25 years and has met many suitors, but it is still the first time she has met someone so directly invited by an inviter. The most frightened was Chao Jun, who was closest to Zhao Yilong. Long Gu, who has never been close to women, never hesitates when a woman appears by his side, let alone when he takes the initiative to invite a woman to dinner. If we talk about the previous incident, it can be explained with the words, unexpected. Now the search can be 100% certain that Zhao Yilong is interested in this woman whom he has just met for the first time. In more rustic terms, it means that his Longa fell in love with her at first sight. Chao Jun looked at Zhao Yilong and asked seriously. Brother Long, do you really want to treat this beautiful woman to dinner? Zhao Yilong naturally understood what he meant in his words, but the things he decided on never changed. If he sets a good goal, he will definitely achieve it, and the same goes for emotional matters. Yes, I want to treat her to dinner. Jiang Jie and Jia looked very speechless. Didn't they just treat them to a meal? Why are the two talking in such a serious tone and expression? Xiaoya asked me to say, don't agree, just treat me to a meal. You're still grinding around like this. Judging from their stingy demeanor, you won't be able to enjoy this meal even if you go and eat it. When Chao Jun was thinking about how to ask for advice, Zhao Yilong spoke directly. I sincerely want to invite you to dinner and I hope you can agree. And we were not just discussing eating just now, he was confirming with me whether he really was interested in you. The three people present were directly petrified. Jia. Isn't it just for a meal? How did it become a confession? It's very strange. Chao Jun, in his heart, 10,000 capital words of grass and mud galloped past. He had seen various exaggerated, romantic and direct confessions, but it was still the first time he had seen someone like Zhao Yilong. No one ever confesses their love to a girl they meet for the first time, even though they can't even get to know each other. If she were a girl, she would immediately assume that this person is sick. How could she agree to Zhao Yilong's invitation? However, this conclusion was immediately overturned by himself. Who made Zhao Yilong's appearance conditions so excellent? It's not impossible without a promise. The current society is an era where appearance is equal to justice, and those like Long Gu who have both appearance and strength are among the best. Jiang Jie's thoughts at this moment were the same as those of Chao Jun before, both feeling that her cabbage was about to be eaten by a pig. And now it's strange to say that the way we confess our feelings would have scared others away long ago. Seeing that Jia had not answered for a long time, Zhao Yilong asked again. So are you willing to agree to have dinner with me next time? Jia shook her head. My brother-in-law said that if he suddenly eats with a stranger and is caught on camera, it will cause a lot of public opinion impact. Even a normal girl cannot meet a man for the first time, so she simply and easily agreed to his invitation. Sorry, I'm quite busy with my later work and don't have time. Before saying that, you had already apologized to me, and that matter is over. Don't bring it up again in the future. Zhao Yilong frowned. He had no experience chasing girls and used his style in the military camp. The goals set by oneself must be firm and accurate, and towards this goal, it is essential to achieve them. Chao Jun shook his head as he couldn't bear to look straight on the side, which would mean that no one wanted to. I didn't expect that Long Gu, whom he had always admired, would also have knowledge blind spots. This is the only point where he can surpass Xiao Long. We need to seize the opportunity and make good use of it. Brother Long, if the beautiful woman is busy, let's wait until we have time later. You can add a contact information first. Zhao Long has a very high IQ, but in terms of emotions, he feels like a different person and becomes very slow. Chapter 9. Art Masters send applications. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Jia woke up at 8 o'clock in the evening, she didn't have time to pack up and put a mask on her face, so she went straight to battle without makeup. Place the link to the live broadcast on Weibo, and fans can click on it to enter Jiya's live broadcast room. As soon as the link was posted, the number of people in the live broadcast room instantly exceeded 100,000, and this number is still rising at a crazy speed because many fans share the live broadcast room on their social accounts. Good evening everyone. Here, I want to apologize to everyone because I woke up late from the lazy bed today and didn't have time to put on makeup. Please forgive me. Ji Yaxin explained to everyone in the live broadcast the reason why she didn't wear makeup, in order to prevent fans from feeling disrespectful to them. Actually, before Jia spoke, many fans saw her bare face state as soon as she came in, even if she didn't have any makeup on her face, and she didn't even adjust the filters in the live broadcast room. But the skin's condition is white, tender, and hydrated, full of a girlish feeling. Who would have thought that Jia had been married for over 7 years and divorced? Elegant, even without makeup, it's beautiful. When applying makeup, it's a kind of charm, and without makeup, it's another kind. No matter which type you are, I like it. Yaya, how is the injury on your face? Are you feeling better? Yaya, no matter what you become, I will always support you. My goddess is always the most beautiful. Goddess, I will give you a monkey. Sister upstairs, you are a woman. How did you give birth to a monkey for my goddess? Look, I like goddesses, and you also like goddesses. Do you think you want to give birth to a monkey for the goddess? How about I replace my goddess and help you have a child together, brother? He's really a logical genius. In fact, I'm also a fan of goddesses. I can also take care of giving birth to monkeys without charging any fees. Although Jia is good-looking, I still like the pure temperament of our family, Susu. Unlike Jia, who has become an old fogey and only plays big cards against our small stars, Susu. I don't understand why people like Jia, who lack character and play big names, haven't been kicked out of the entertainment industry now. Anyway, Jia is no longer a threat to us. You see, Jia has been wearing a mask all along, so she must have disfigured and dare not reveal her true face. To be honest, I used to fan Jia because of her beauty. Now that she's already disfigured, there's no need to continue fans. Turn it off, turn it off. Jia witnessed with her own eyes the maintenance of her fans, the quirks of clearing levels, and others during this live broadcast. However, now Jia only takes a glance at those negative comments and doesn't take them to heart. As for the maintenance of those iron powder, Jia remembers it in her heart. She seeks destruction from the outside and excellence from the inside. She believes that every bad thing that happens will have a positive side. After browsing through everyone's questions, Jia selected a few questions that most people are curious about to answer. I would like to clarify a few things for everyone here. Firstly, I have indeed suffered disfigurement, which is why I have been wearing a mask all along. Although fans already have a certain level of confidence in their hearts, they can't help but feel sad now that they have personally received confirmation from Jiya's mouth. Even some fans of Jiya shed tears on the spot after learning about this matter, and now they can't help but cry when they hear it again. They all know that you are young and won the title of Best Actress at the age of only 25, but they haven't seen your efforts and sweat behind your back. We don't want you to transform, we just don't want you to walk the thorny road again, and we feel sorry for you. But no matter what, our greatest wish is for you to be happy. As long as you make the choice, we will continue to support you. But our only requirement is to walk on happily. We will always be by your side. This is one of Jiya's oldest fans, and now the new fans only became fans of her after her popularity. They don't know how difficult it was for Jiya to get to where she is today. True fans do not disturb but silently support, only hoping that their favorite idol can be happy and always be there when they need them. The passage from the old fan was copied and sent by many fans of Jiya, and Jiya also saw the content clearly. She couldn't help but feel a little moist in her eyes. Thank you all. Jiya bowed deeply towards the camera, without any hint of the queen's temper. Here is another group of fans scrolling through the screen, not giving those black fans the opportunity to attack Jiya, but simply scrolling through the screen and removing those bad bullet comments. Now I will answer everyone's second question: how did I get injured? I believe everyone has speculated on the cause of my injury during this period. System. Warm reminder from the system: here.End ingredients often use the simplest cooking methods. Jiya's words were interrupted by a systematic sentence. System, what do you mean by saying something inexplicably? The system pretends to be an outsider. The secret of heaven cannot be revealed. If you go and taste it carefully, this seat will remind you that the amount you can understand depends on your own intelligence. Jiya. Why does my system have a feeling of being nagging? However, Jiya carefully analyzed and tasted the system's words in her heart. The system only reminded her when she was about to reveal the truth. Advanced ingredients often use the simplest cooking methods. This sentence is similar to the saying that the most dangerous place is the safest place. In a few seconds, Jiya tentatively asked. Are you asking me not to expose Qin Susu in the system? The system called back at this time. Yes or no? Jiya couldn't help but roll her eyes, meaning that the system has no physical entity, otherwise she would definitely give it a hard beating now. Speak in person, don't affect my live broadcast. The system may have heard that Jiya was unhappy and didn't dare to continue playing tricks. In fact, this sentence corresponds very well to you and Qin Susu. If you say it in front of fans and netizens, perhaps your fans will feel sorry for you, but don't forget that you still carry a label of playing big tricks on Qin Susu. As long as your label is not torn off, even if you now expose that your disfigurement is related to Qin Susu, as long as Qin Susu makes a few public relations efforts, public opinion will definitely lean towards her side. So what you need to do now is not to mention a word about Qin Susu about this matter. When you find a suitable opportunity in the future, you can help netizens and let them discover the truth on their own. During this period, you should also find a way to tear off the label on yourself. As the host, you are the queen of the film, and you are the main female lead. How can you be compared to a supporting actress? After listening, Jiya gave the system a thumbs up in her heart and exclaimed, bully. Zhen. Nyo Kelu. Heart Machine System. Chapter 10. PK Competition. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Qin Susu in the camera instantly showed a look of grievance, looking at Jiya across from her. Did I say something wrong, sister? Why did you say that to me? If I say something that makes you unhappy, sister, I apologize to you. Qin Susu's fans also spread various unpleasant words throughout her live broadcast room due to Jiya's words. This means they cannot enter Jiya's live broadcast. If they could, by then Jiya's live broadcast room would be in a state of chaos. Watching his fans in the live broadcast room make various insults to Jiya, Qin Susu felt happy and proud. What about the movie queen? As long as she shows a hint of a grieved expression, her fans will charge forward and speak out for her grievances. Since she can snatch the popularity and status of Jiya's men, she can still snatch them, as long as she wants. Jiya is too lazy to argue with her about these meaningless things anymore. Sister, If you came to me to apologize for your fans' grievances, then you have already apologized. If there's nothing wrong, I'll hang up. As long as it's not a mental problem, you can hear the meaning of driving people in Jiya's words. Qin Susu could also hear that being kicked out by Jiya in front of so many people made her look a bit ugly. If it weren't for maintaining her innocent character, she would definitely retaliate against Jiya. But we've already had a lot of small talk, it's time to get to the point. It's like this, sister. I came to see you today, mainly to have a PK with you. How about using the most civilized and peaceful way to solve the problem? What if you lose? You apologize to my fans in front of everyone in the live broadcast room. As for the content of the apology, my fans will write about it. Jiya couldn't help but laugh in her heart. A tea master is different. To become a tea master, there are some skills that come with it, and being shameless is also a skill. For example, the person in front of him, since he came to fight PK with her and didn't mention anything about losing, what should he do? Jiya does not believe that she will lose this PK match against Qin Susu, it is just that such a non-nutritious PK match is not necessary. She is not the anchor, nor is she trying to make money from fans, so there is no need for such a competition to take place. Fans like her, give him a reward, and even get half of it shared by the platform, there's no need. It's better to take this money to national chain restaurants and cook a few bowls of rice well. Just as she was about to refuse Qin Susu, a systematic voice rang out in her mind once again. A true warrior dares to face the bleak life and face the dripping blood. Host afternoon. In the future, if you want to become a figure in the entertainment industry pyramid, how can you be defeated by these small difficulties in front of you? Jiya is speechless. How do I feel like I am your tool working for you in the system? Their systems all listen to the host's words. Why is our relationship reversed? System. I am myself, fireworks of different colors. Where did you see those wild chicken systems? How can they be compared to a pure system like Uncle Ben? Jiya's muscles at the corner of her eyes twitched uncontrollably and twitched a few times. I still like your initial cold and aloof appearance in the system. Jiya is very puzzled. She is not a funny character herself. Why was her system so cold at the beginning, but now it has become like a popular man? They all say that those who are close to red are red, and those who are close to ink are black. It's hard not to say that there is a natural factor of being a faithful woman in one's own blood. So now the system has become a two-force universal information system, and Jiya has reflected on herself carefully. Alright, I understand what you mean. It's just that you want me to participate in this PK with Qin Susu, right? System. That's right, but it's not right either. Not only do I want you, the host, to win this PK, but you must also win this PK, otherwise it will cause serious consequences. Upon hearing this, Jiya realized that it was still mandatory and she had to win. If she lost, there would be punishment, and she felt a bit nervous. Is the system punishment severe? System. The consequences are very serious, so the host must win this game. Jiya felt a bit uneasy, thinking that as a generation of movie queens, she should still have some support from wealthy fans. A small live broadcast PK won over Qin Susu, so it should not be a problem. The reason why Jinya carries it. Some uncertainty and lack of confidence are due to her complete lack of preparation for this game. But since Qin Susu came to find her and actively requested a competition, she should have come prepared. System. Actually, this is also a good time to test. Host, it's time for your fans to unite. If you are a generation of movie queen and can't even beat a small celebrity, then I strongly doubt if your movie queen contains a lot of moisture. Jiya feels that since the establishment of the system, people have become irritable, their blood pressure has also increased, and they can easily become irritable and want to hit others. You must be good at needlework in the system, otherwise how could you be so heartbroken? Unfortunately, our system did not feel any awkwardness and happily accepted it. Thank you for the host's recognition of this system. Although I don't know how to do needlework, you can rest assured that in the future, I will definitely give you a small and a large puncture every 3 days. To develop a strong spiritual world and stress resistance for you. Jia felt a cold sensation in her back, with an inexplicable sense of fear. Quickly speak up and refuse the system's goodwill. Listen to me in the system, I really thank you, but I mean there's no need to worry about it. For girls, it's important to understand how to cherish fragrance and jade, right? If you don't know, just check what Lianxiang Shiyu means. Such fans are still following the PK proposed by Qin Susu. In their hearts, only entertainment internet celebrities or anchors who cannot make it to the table will win the PK. Real celebrities simply disdain to do these things. They feel that if Jingya agrees to Qin Susu's PK, it will be a self-deprecating act. Yaya, don't promise her to play any PK. With this time and energy, we might as well use it to study acting skills well. I was wrong. We have now transformed into singers, so let's spend more time and energy studying music and come up with a few more beautiful songs like Laughing in the World. Sister Ya, don't promise her. You are a queen of the movie. If you promise her that you won the game, others will say that because you have strong cohesion behind your back, they will also think that you won this game in disgrace. If you lose the game, they will fall into the trap and mock you in various ways, thinking that as a movie queen, you can't win a PK game, and it will become a joke and leverage for your entertainment industry colleagues to mock you in the future. No matter where you look at it, Yaya, if you deserve to win this game, you will be the only one who will lose or lose.